Hi, it's Andy. It's just pouring rain outside. We got the tail end of Hurricane Ida coming through. So I'm down here in Charlottetown at the replica of the conference room for the Charlottetown Conference, which in Prince Edward Island they refer to as the birthplace of Confederation, which is not exactly right. It was more like prom night because New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI got together, and we're going to talk about Confederation in Ontario, and Quebec crashed the party with a whole lot of liquor. They brought a whole lot of liquor. Anyway, the upshot of that is they met in Quebec later. So this is your passport, and there's not a picture of this room in there. There's a picture of the Quebec conference, which, by the way, is one of the problems with the passport, because George Diefenbaker, when he was Prime Minister, he had himself photoshopped into the Quebec conference picture. And that kid playing hockey there, that's not a hockey player. That was a K1 from Borlage. He's a ski racer. Anyway, so after the Charlottetown Conference, they had the Quebec Conference, and PEI said, no, I don't think we're going to. We've got a great economy, we've got a railway, and we're going to keep on going. So 1867, everybody went to London and signed Canada into being. Then Canada went on a spending spree. First of all, they did a share issue, and they brought British Columbia in 1870. Then they did an asset purchase. They had a deal on St. Rupert's Land, so they purchased that, became the Northwest Territories. Then 1871, with the treasury that they had from BC, they also acquired, in a share offering, Manitoba. Then 2 years later, Charlottetown comes into play, because PEI at that point, their railroad, the Grand Funk Railway, had been the band of Americans, the American band, tried to purchase them, and they didn't like that idea. So they came back to Canada and said, tell you what, and the boys in Toronto have been working on some financing arrangements. So what they did is they did an asset purchase of all the land, with the treasuries that they had accumulated in their previous acquisition spree, and they purchased all of the land in Prince Edward Island, plus they assumed all the debt on the Grand Funk Railway. And that's how, plus they promised Prince Edward Island that under the Christmas tree, there'd be a ferry, and they complete the railway. So they got a toy train, and they got a ferry for Christmas, and that's how Prince Edward Island joined the Confederacy and the Confederation, and that was in 1873. So that's a long way from saying that this is the birthplace. It was more like, by the time they got in, it was a 6-year-old birthday party, if I got my numbers right. Anyway, it's pouring rain outside. I'm soaking wet. I'm gonna go back out and make my way back and see if my tent is underwater or if it's floating. But it's still a nice day outside. I'm in the replica of the Charlottetown Conference Building, and I'm just gonna go sit up in Sir John A's chair there for a second and make the lady ask me to leave. Hey, have a nice day.